Bonjour! Hello, French 3-4. So today we're doing something a little bit different, and I'm thinking that we might actually do this every day. Yesterday we had a great deal of difficulty because WebEx and everything else was crashing and going slow, and there were lags, and no one could talk on time, and no one could see what I was doing or hear what I was doing. So I decided to try something other teachers are doing. I'm thinking about recording our vocabulary on a video, so that when you come to class, we do our little songs and we do the alphabet and all that stuff at the beginning, and then you go watch the video that I've made of the vocabulary for that day. The reason this is an advantage is that you can probably play it better from YouTube or from Classroom than we can through WebEx with me talking and you trying to repeat after myself. It'll probably work better. You can stop and you can repeat and you can listen and you can pause and you can take however much time it takes you to write down the vocabulary. So we're going to try that today. We're going to use yesterday's vocabulary, so you don't really necessarily need to write anything down if you wrote it yesterday, but you do need to repeat after me. Be prepared to press the pause button. I'm not going to leave a huge amount of time for you to speak. So if you want to be sure you have plenty of time, just press pause in between every time I say to repeat something, and you'll have plenty of time to do it. So we're going to start with the vocabulary we did yesterday, which was le week-end. So if you remember, this was our objectif du jour. On va apprendre le vocabulaire pour décrire les activités du week-end. And it says we're going to learn the vocabulary to describe the activities of the weekend. And you can see that it says vocabulaire A. That means that there's also going to be a vocabulaire B, probably tomorrow. So let's just go through this vocabulary, practice using the video, and see what we think. The first phrase we learned was sortir avec des copains. Sortir means to go out. It can mean to exit a building. It can mean to go out with your friends. Anything that you're going out of, you use sortir, right? So it's conjugated a little differently than most of the verbs we know because it ends in an IR. And that was something we were supposed to learn at the end of last year, but of course didn't get to. So we will definitely get to that later. Sortir avec des copains. You know, des copains are friends. So for example, here's some sentences for us. Le week-end, je sors avec des copains. Right? On the weekend, I go out with my friends. And notice that the je go with the word sors with an S on it now. Je sors avec des copains. Le week-end, je sors avec des copains. Mon frère, il sort avec des copains aussi. So you can repeat these sentences after me. Just pause and say the sentences so they feel comfortable in your mouth. I'm going to expect you all to have great pronunciation. Le week-end, je sors avec des copains. Mon frère, il sort avec des copains aussi. Il sort avec des copains aussi. Moi, je sors avec des copains et mon frère sort avec des copains aussi. In the il and L form, the word sort has a T on the end of it, but you don't hear it, so it doesn't make much of a difference when we're speaking. Rencontrer des copains. Rencontrer means to run into people, to meet people, but not on purpose. If I go, for example, je vais au supermarché, je rencontre des copains. Je vais au centre commercial et je rencontre des copains au cinéma. Go to the mall, I'm going to see a movie, and I run into my friends at the movie theater. Je rencontre des copains au cinéma. Et mon frère, il rencontre des copains aussi. Il rencontre des copains. Il rencontre des copains. Je vais au cinéma et je vais au cinéma et je rencontre des copains. Et mon frère, il rencontre des copains aussi. So that's meeting friends, but not on purpose. Our next vocabulary, and like I said, be sure to pause when you need to, is retrouver des amis. That first word is retrouver. Retrouver. Retrouver des amis means to meet friends on purpose. So rencontrer was to run into friends. Retrouver is to meet friends that you were planning to meet. Right? Je retrouve des amis. So if I plan to go to the cafe and meet my friends, je vais au café et je retrouve mes amis. I go to the cafe and I meet my friends. Je vais au café et je retrouve mes amis. Excellent, mes amis. Super. My brother et mon frère, ils retrouvent des amis aussi. Ils retrouvent des amis aussi. Je retrouve des amis au café et mon frère, il retrouve des amis aussi. Or maybe we're in different places. Je retrouve des amis au cinéma et mon frère, il retrouve des amis au restaurant. There you go. Aller en ville, we already know, right? Aller is to go. We just did it about 2 weeks ago. Aller is to go, so je vais, right? I go. Je vais en ville. Et mon frère, il va en ville aussi. And you should know en ville, right? It means downtown or into town. Learned that one last year too. Aller en ville, to go in town. So you might repeat these sentences after me. Je vais en ville. Et mon frère, il va en ville aussi. Il va en ville aussi. I can combine this with the sentence before, right? Je vais en ville et je rencontre des amis. Je vais en ville et je rencontre des amis. Et mon frère, il va en ville aussi, mais il ne rencontre pas des amis. He doesn't meet any friends. Il ne rencontre pas des amis. Je rencontre des amis. Je vais en ville et je rencontre des amis. Mon frère va en ville, mais il ne rencontre pas des amis. Il ne rencontre pas des amis. Faire les achats, we've already done, right? Go shopping. Au supermarché, je fais les achats. So I'm not doing the grocery shopping, I'm doing shopping in general. I'm going shopping. Je fais les achats au supermarché avec ma sœur. Aller au ciné. Ciné is just a short word for cinéma. And we know this already, so we don't even need to spend much time on it, right? Je vais au ciné. I can combine all these things. Je vais au café et je rencontre des amis. Puis, je vais au ciné et je regarde un film. Je vais au café et je rencontre des amis. Puis, je vais au ciné et je regarde un film. Et mon frère, I ask that question all the time, right? Et mon frère, il va au ciné aussi. Il va au ciné aussi. So the allers that we're learning here, we have aller au ciné. We have aller au stade. We know this one also, right? The stadium. Say it after me. Je vais au stade. Je vais au stade. You can make it longer. Je vais au stade et je regarde un match de foot. Je vais au stade et je regarde un match de foot. Et mon frère, il va au stade aussi. Il va au stade aussi. Nous allons, we go, nous allons au stade et nous regardons un match de foot. Here's a new one for us. Assister à. Assister means to attend, as in to attend a game, to attend a concert, to attend a movie. Anything you go to see, you are attending. And assister is the verb for that. Say it after me. It's assister. Assister. Excellent. J'assiste à un match de foot. Right? Je vais au stade. I have that one from right before. Et j'assiste à un match de foot. Je vais au stade et j'assiste à un match de foot. Et mon frère, il assiste à un match de foot aussi. Il assiste à un match de foot aussi. Assister à, to attend something. J'assiste à un concert. We're going to see that in just a second, right? Un concert de rock. Really easy to know what that is if you see it in French, right? J'assiste à un concert de rock. You can have any kind of concert. Un concert de jazz, un concert de musique classique, un concert de rap, whatever you want. J'assiste à un concert de rock. Et mon frère, il assiste à un concert de rock aussi. Right? So you're going together. J'assiste à un concert de rock et il assiste à un concert de rock aussi. Aussi. We know this one. Aller à la piscine. Il fait beau, il fait chaud. Alors je vais à la piscine. Et mon frère, il va à la piscine aussi. Je vais à la piscine. Il va à la piscine. Je nage à la piscine. Il fait beau et je vais à la piscine. Et je nage. Je nage. Mon frère, il nage à la piscine aussi parce que, because, il fait chaud. Il nage à la piscine parce qu'il fait chaud. Excellent. Aller à la plage. So here's a whole bunch that we already know, right? It's good practice. À la plage, to the beach. Je vais à la plage en été. I go to the beach in the summer. Je vais à la plage en été because il fait beau. Je vais à la plage en été parce qu'il fait beau. One more time. Je vais à la plage en été parce qu'il fait beau. Et mon frère, il va à la plage aussi, mais il ne nage pas. Il joue au volley. Il ne nage pas, il joue au volley. Il va à la plage aussi et il joue au volley. Here's something a lot of people do at the ocean, which I don't ever do, but some people do. It's bronzer. Bronzer means to get tan or to tan, to lie out and tan. Say it after me. It's bronzer. Bronzer. Excellent, je bronze. Et mon frère, il bronze aussi. Mais Madame McLean, Madame, je ne bronze pas. Je ne bronze pas. Bronzer, c'est dangereux. To lie in the sun is dangerous, right? It's bad for your skin. Je bronze, il bronze, nous ne bronzons pas. We don't tan. We do tan, we don't tan. Bronzer looks just like the word bronze, so it's easy to remember. Rester à la maison. We've got a bit more vocabulary to go here. Rester à la maison, to stay at home. Rester is to stay. Je reste à la maison. I'm staying home. Mon frère reste à la maison. Ma sœur sort avec des amis. My sister goes out with her friends. Ma sœur sort avec des amis. Mon frère reste à la maison. Moi aussi, me too. Moi aussi, je reste à la maison. Je reste à la maison avec la famille. Mon frère reste à la maison. It's an ER verb, so rester just conjugates like all those regular verbs we learned last year. Aider ses parents. When you're home on the weekend, a lot of times you end up helping your parents with things. Aider means to help. Say it after me. It's aider. Aider. Aider ses parents. To help your parents. Je reste à la maison et j'aide mes parents. Mon frère reste à la maison et il aide mes parents aussi. Il aide les parents aussi. So what kinds of things do we do to help around the house? We've got 4 or 5 pieces of vocabulary for that one for us. The first one is laver la voiture. You should remember la voiture, right? From last year, car, la voiture. So laver la voiture, to wash the car. Je lave la voiture. Mon frère lave la voiture aussi. Je lave la voiture. Mon frère lave la voiture aussi. Mes parents ont une grande voiture violette. Une grande voiture violette. Et moi, je reste à la maison et je lave la voiture. Je reste à la maison et je lave la voiture. Mon frère, il lave la voiture aussi. Nous lavons la voiture. Nous lavons la voiture. C'est une grande voiture violette. Moi et mon frère, nous lavons la voiture. Nous lavons la voiture. Nettoyer le garage. Nettoyer means to clean, not just to straighten up, but to actually clean, like with a mop and a scrub brush and soap and all that stuff. Nettoyer. So that's what you might do in the garage, also maybe in the kitchen. Right? Je nettoie la garage. Je nettoie le garage. Je reste à la maison. J'aide mes parents. Je lave la voiture et puis je nettoie le garage. I wash the car, then I clean the garage. Je lave la voiture et puis je nettoie le garage. Mon frère nettoie le garage aussi. Mon frère nettoie le garage avec moi. Nous nettoyons le garage. Nous nettoyons le garage. Je nettoie le garage. Mon frère nettoie le garage. Nous nettoyons le garage. Ranger is different than nettoyer. It also means to clean, but it really means more to clean up. In other words, to straighten things, to put things back where they belong. So the example, we have ranger, which means to put things away, to straighten up. Ranger sa chambre. Je range ma chambre. I'm straightening up my room. I'm not really using any soap or any vacuum or anything. I'm just putting everything where it belongs. Je range ma chambre. Mon frère range sa chambre. Ça being his, right? He cleans his room. Mon frère range sa chambre. 1 second, please. Mon frère range sa chambre. Now, think of it as arranging, putting things where they belong. I can also say that to you at the end of class. I can say, okay, rangez vos affaires. Put away your things. And that's what ranger ses affaires means. Affaires are things, your stuff. Ranger ses affaires. Je range mes affaires. Maybe I'm in my room. Chambre is bedroom, right? Je suis dans ma chambre et je range mes affaires. Mon frère est dans sa chambre, he's in his room, est dans sa chambre et il range ses affaires. Je range mes affaires, mon frère range ses affaires. Mon frère et moi, nous restons à la maison et nous rangeons nos affaires. Fantastique. Okay, that's all our vocabulary. So we started yesterday to write a little paragraph, and I told you that we would sort of build on it today. So if you look in Google Classroom, there will be a place for you in a Google Doc to write a lovely 2-paragraph. Well, let's make it 1. 1, 2, 2. You have enough stuff there for 2. For Saturday and Sunday, things that you do on the weekend. This is just our first list of vocabulary. We want to use as much of it as possible. When you use it, please underline it so that when I look at your paragraphs, I'll be like, oh yeah, look at all that new vocabulary. And remember, we are not going on the internet to get translations of things. It's one thing to look up one word. It's another thing when you look up every other word in your essay. Don't do that. You're just writing 2 paragraphs. It's just a daily practice, so it's not like a test. Use as much of that vocabulary as you can. You can have your notes in front of you. You can have the video on if you want, if that helps, whatever works for you. So I'm going to leave you here, and you can come back. I'm going to ask you can just go straight to Classroom, actually, and find the assignment and what to do, unless you need to come back to WebEx. I am on WebEx, so you can come back to WebEx and ask me any questions that you need to. I will be there, and I'll look at the chat also. Okay, that's great. Hold on, I got to get out of here.